cruiserweight division, scheduled for 4 rounds. Joe Diesel Riggs versus Markus Perez. Rounds, 200 pounds, sporting touch of gloves, round number 1. Green trunks for Joe Diesel Riggs, white trunks for the Brazilian Markus Perez.
We got 2
southpaw stance.
Yeah, we got 2 southpaws in the ring. How about that? It's a treat for us. I saw that Perez has a 5-inch reach advantage over Riggs. Just so you know, you didn't point that out in the tail of the tape.
I'm going to give you tails of the tape from now on, Showtime Sean.
Now I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm learning these guys, you know. Whoa.
Overhand left on the entry. Riggs hard to the inside. Let's go. See the overhook from Perez, belying his MMA background, slowing things down on that overhook, getting the separation. The referee Dave Smith, left hook, heavy pressure again from Joe Diesel Riggs, again into the clinch.
I was gonna say that I thought both guys were boxing really conventionally, and it was a surprise because most times when a boxer is watching 2 MMA guys fight, it's usually a lot of brawling and swinging and missing. And then there it goes from Riggs, some nice overhand lefts that come up just short.
Bouncing the step of Perez on the outside. Riggs, you see the heavy feint on the duck under. Riggs hard again to the inside on the turn, into the clinch. Clean break.
There you go. Perez has to use that jab. He has to use it more efficiently. Throw it to land it, but also throw it to keep Riggs outside on the end of the shots.
Riggs slowly, methodically coming forward. There's the long one, too. Just out of range. Heavy on the clinch from Perez.
Who do I talk to about getting a poll started? I don't want to start a poll on Twitter. Are these boxer shorts that Perez is wearing?
It is his pro boxing debut. There's the big right hand and left hand from Joe Diesel Riggs. Right hand just misses. In the UFC, they mandate what you wear. You get no freedom of choice.
I know. I'm impressed by Perez because he's looking. I'm looking into his eyes. He's really trying to pick his punches carefully, but you can also see a lot of hesitation there, and that's not good.
Riggs forward off the hooks. The turn up from Perez. Now Perez exploding to the inside.
Don't forget that Riggs is 40. This is a really good start for Riggs. I think maybe a little faster than he needs it to be because he's got a couple of rounds to try to put this all together.
Final seconds, round number 1. Bouncing the step of Joe Diesel Riggs. Right hand, left hand on the entry, again into the clinch. There is the bell. Round number 2. When I saw George Foreman do that in the second half of his career, I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, if anyone should be sitting down, it's the 40-year-old Riggs. However, you take a look at what George Foreman was able to accomplish, and you let that man do what he wants to do, Riggs, that is.
George Foreman's great line was, I don't sit down because I'm afraid I won't be able to stand back up.
I like that.
There's the right hand, Riggs, heavy pressure. Joe Riggs is most definitely not like most 40-year-old human beings.
Yeah.
Joe Riggs, a very special athlete, very special fighter.
I believe it. You can tell he's got some pep in his step. He's steadily coming forward and just trying to feel his way through this round and through this fight. On the other side there, you got Markus. I think he needs to be throwing that jab, and he needs to be letting it go periodically, much more than he is, just to set something up.
The left hand, right hand on the turn.
And of course, beyond that, if you're throwing a jab, you don't give your opponent an opportunity to get close on you.
There's flurry on the inside. Good left hand on the exit from Markus Perez.
Talk about the hesitation. Did you see that left? He threw overhand left, and it was like it stopped in midair. It's just too much hesitation coming from Perez.
Riggs resetting. Riggs in our... Riggs in our fighter meeting was insistent, apologies for the audio troubles, that in the southpaw versus southpaw fight, he had to dominate with his lead hand. 1:10 remaining, round number 2.
Yeah, I'm a believer. Any fighter, any MMA, UFC, anything like that. If you want to come into the sport of boxing, the number one thing you need to do is have a good / great lead hand.
Heavy clinch from Markus Perez. Very competitive fight to this point.
People don't understand that lead hand is defense, it's offense. It keeps you safe, it gets a guy off of you. It sets up the big shots that you want to land. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. Both of these guys need to utilize it more.
That was a very effective MMA turn by Perez.
I saw that, yeah.
He smiled sheepishly, apologized to Joe Riggs, who knows something about MMA turns. Knows quite a bit, actually.
Hey, listen, at some point, you got to go back to what you know and you do well, you know?
Riggs looking for that lead right hook again. Riggs exploding into the pocket. Heavy pressure from Riggs on the inside. Perez initiating that clinch defensively. Perez looking to his corner. Final seconds, round number 2. We move to round 3.
Making it clear that he's winning each round.
To round number 3 we go. Been very effective. Walk forward pressure from Riggs. A lot of straight 1-2s as Riggs told us he wanted to do. Perez, though, has been fluid in doing things like that, Showtime Sean, turning Riggs in the clinch.
Yeah, man, it's nice. I mean, that's something I did. I would like to get on the ropes or in the corners and very quickly tone my opponent. The thing that I did after I toned my opponent was I knew how to initiate the offense and make it work for me. I like to see Markus. He's been able to turn very well, but what do you do after the turn?
A tight striking guard for Perez. Now throwing the right hand, second right hand for the Brazilian Markus Perez. Riggs back to the inside. Riggs loses his mouthpiece. Looked as though Riggs lost his mouthpiece. Time in. Bit of an awkward start-stop there. Big right hand shots on the inside, and that drops Joe Diesel Riggs.
Ankle.
Riggs is saying ankle to referee Dave Smith. This fight is over.